Welcome to the Chaotic Compass Podcast, the show where motherhood is wild, midlife is weird, and the drinks are never far away. Hey, I'm Stephanie, your host, chaos coordinator, and fellow human, just trying to kind of keep it together-ish. But this podcast is your space for unfiltered real talk, a little humor, and a lot of honesty, and maybe a little meltdown or two. So grab your drink, take a breath, and let's navigate this mess together. Okay, hey guys, what is up? I got a new intro going on. At the end, you'll hear a new outro. If you've checked out my website, got a new vibe going on. Got a new logo. New me, who dis? Like, I took a time off and getting my shit together, and here we are. So, what is up? It has been a minute. Life has been difficult, to say the least. And I don't know. It's just been very chaotic. And I know that that's kind of like the theme of this and theme of my life and theme of what I've got going on. But it was just chaotic. And here I am. And I'm back to sharing what's happening in my life and where I've been and where we're headed from here. So let's dive in. The last time I posted was March, and I said that the next episode was going to be at manifesting. I have recorded that, so I promise I will be posting that. I've got some other things in the fire that I want to get out there first before I post that. So yeah, we've been in the end of school whirlwind. With May, we had a musical, we had end of soccer, we had award ceremonies, and we've had step up programs. So now we're officially into summer. The kids' last day was officially yesterday. So by the time I post this, I don't know, but it'll be a little bit. But so now we're in June, and burnout, exhaustion, feeling lost and numb, questioning my purpose. All of that has happened over the last few months. So I keep showing up for everyone else, and I wasn't really showing up for myself, and I got burnt out. And so I took some time, moments in the car where I'm crying my eyes out, in the shower, crying my eyes out, and it was just not a beautiful time, for sure. Like, being real, I can't tell you how many times just in the fetal position in the floor, just crying my eyes out. So irrational, not really irrational, just everything set me off. I was just, it was a whole dark time. And I didn't deal with a lot of things correctly, but I worked my way through, and here I am still working my way through some of them. I don't know if I would call it exactly a midlife crisis, maybe like a midlife realization. But yeah, I've had some moments where it's, what am I doing? What are we doing? Like, I keep toting kids around to their awesome events to just drop them off or wait for them to get done, or I'm showing up for everybody else, and I really have not done anything except go to bars alone and drink by myself. But I think I just needed like quiet. And even though like that's crazy to like go to a bar and be quiet, but just to sit with the shit and not have anybody, hey mom, I need, this last minute, drop of a hat. Hey, I got to have this thing for tomorrow's thing. I need to go to the grocery store tonight. And it's like, bro, like, what are we, or hey, I need $20 for a field trip. That's tomorrow. And it's like, who carries cash, bro? Like, just to go and sit and make my own decisions. Like, okay, what am I drinking next? And what am I eating for dinner here? And, just to have time to myself. Is that the best way to handle it? Probably not, but it's how I handled it. A lot of deep diving, processing, feelings, thoughts. And thank God for ChatGPT. because that basically is my new husband. I think I've said this before, but you just write your novel and it's like, wow. And then it validates my feelings. And it's like, hey, do you want to just sit with your feelings or do you want to dive in and figure it out? And it's like, I don't know what I want to do. It's like, it's okay. I'll be here for you whenever. And it's like, that's so amazing, right? Yes, my husband has competition. That's crazy. What's working and what's not working? I'm working all of the jobs. Still working my real job. We are in the midst of the season with both businesses. Fishing charters running, mobile marine repair is full send. What's not working? Organization. Some of my brain cells have fully shut down. I think there's a little disassociation going on with a lot of the things, but we're kind of slowing down with having to take my children to and from stuff. So it's just, okay, I just got to pick them up from wherever they were at for the day in the summer and then just get home, cook some dinner. And I say that like it's no big deal, but it is a big deal still. But it's just, okay, well, I don't have to get home and cook dinner and then rush out the door. And then I got to go to this soccer game, this soccer practice, or we got to pick it up from rehearsal, or there's no award ceremony tonight. Like, the other thing that really was not working the past few months, say at least bare minimum 6 months. It's probably been longer, but we're not going to go into that. Communication. My husband, I love him to death, but the communication was not the best. And that is a source of contention. And when it's like, well, I thought we had this conversation, it's like, you thought it in your head, obviously. And then like the forgetfulness, and that's on both him and I. And it's like, if it's not written down on the calendar, it's not going to happen. And it's like, how many times was it actually written down on the calendar? And we both fucking forgot. So we're doing our best. But there was a lot of overdoing, a lot of overperforming. My perfectionism was coming out and beating myself up because I'm not a good mom. I literally was horribly sick. I had to go to Northern Virginia for a trip. And then when I got back, I was disgustingly sick. And I actually took off for real, like 2 days from work. Not like, oh, I'm working from home and I don't want to get you infected and I'm still working. No, I laid in the bed for more than 24 hours straight. Barely got up to eat, barely drank water. I was existing. Still kind of in that mode. I don't have the raspy disgustingness, but I keep my little puffer inhaler. But yeah, I had a nasty bronchitis that got into an upper respiratory infection, like, borderline pneumonia. Like, it was disgusting. It took me 2 trips to the local doc in a box, quick, in and out, to get diagnosed, and several rounds of antibiotics. And it was just brutal. I was done. Like, my whole insides hurt from coughing so much. I had worked myself so hard, and that was April and this is June, and I'm still, like, the whole month of May, I was disgusting. But yeah, that was really bad. So what I'm leaning into now, my essential oils, we are eucalyptus and lavender-ing the shit out of everything. Candles, removing myself when I start to spin. So when I see it coming, and before it gets too deep, I remove myself from everybody and everything. But this is the one night that it pissed me off so bad, and I don't know if you can relate to this. We had just gotten done with dinner, and I'm trying to clean up dinner, and one kid is hovering over me. The other kid's like, hey, I got to go to the store because I forgot one last minute thing. The one kid needed to, he goes to church every Wednesday night to go hang out with his friends, and then forcing the littlest one to eat faster because she yaps a lot during dinner and she is always the last one to finish. And The washing machine was going and it was on spin cycle. And I don't know about you, but when it's on spin cycle and it's right there in our kitchen, because we have a 1960s house and, that wasn't a thing. So it's right there. And so it was on the last final spin cycle and I couldn't think. And, my husband is trying to force our oldest to drive to take Gary to, or, the son that needs to go to church, and then trying to force her to drive to the store to get whatever she needs. And, she's over here freaking out. And I'm literally like, I'm like, just drive her to the store. I finish up, I clean up everything up because obviously I can't just drop it. I can, but I chose not to. I finish cleaning everything up and then I recluse. Like I didn't shut the door all the way. Kind of just came in here and then just was trying to get the good sense going and then just get out of everybody's way. And I was just like, oh my God. And then my husband comes in and he's like, hey, when you get a second, and it was like, I don't have any more seconds. I got no more brain. I got nothing. Like, can he's like, oh, I had no idea. Like, and I'm like, now, like, and then we got in this argument about like, now I've got to like, let him know and I'm having a mental breakdown or something. I was just like, I understand, but it's like, if you didn't see it, that was the night where he decided to cook breakfast for dinner. And I love my husband and I love when he cooks, especially now that I had to cook every meal when he was gone for a while. But he used every pot and pan almost that we have in the house. And so it was a lot to clean up. And so it was like, and now I'm like trying to recluse and trying to, just calm myself down. And then it was like, what the fuck? Now I got to schedule not really schedule, but like I got to disassociate from the disassociation to take, breather to tell you I'm about to fucking tweak out. And then I got to go and tweak out and then come back and tell you that I'm done with tweaking out, like if you could just see it. But at the same time, like I can see where he's coming from because it's like, I keep it on the inside very well, because that's what I do. Not very well all the time, but for the most part, I try to stuff it down and show up for whoever needs to show up. And it's like, oh my gosh, and I don't know. This is the place that I need to have a moment to get it all out of my head. I write down all my thoughts and then compile them together and then tell you them. And this is what I'm doing. And I don't know if this is the best way to handle it because I'm not a licensed therapist, but ChatGPT said it couldn't hurt. So here I am. But again, I do not have it all figured out, but I'm learning to trust myself again, to figure it out because I lost a lot of faith in myself that I could do hard things because every time that something hard came at me, I was a ball of mush. But it's because I've been carrying so much for very long and I was mentally exhausted and my brain was shutting down, hence the sickness. So I got through that. I'm still working through a lot of the emotions, but here we are. So the podcast is, I'm trying to make it more of my thing, and my moments and my time that I need to recoup, and kind of making it my refuge because I don't have a space that's just mine. So I'm trying to make this time my space. Well, we all just knew how to fucking code and like those lost art days. Anywhoops, I digress. But so now I'm trying to find out a new rhythm for this to show up for myself first. That's my main goal right now. And in the process, if I get to resonate with one person, then that's a plus. So I have a weekly plan of how I want to do that. I want to be more honest and less polished. Like if you go back to my last episode, I kept saying the wrong thing because I'd written things down. That was a real and raw no editing, no fucks given. I just said everything that I had written down at one time at a very dark spot. So more honesty, less polished, and more conversations that kind of feel like a hug and a gut punch at the same time. Like, just so brutally honest that it kind of hits a little too hard. But it's also going to be comforting, hopefully, that you know that you're not alone with whatever you're going through. And it might not be exactly the same, obviously, but it resonates. Also, working on new ways to connect with me. The email list, I'm working on that. So that should be on my website soon. Giving away, freebies of, PDFs of things. My don't lose your shit list, because these are some of the things that I write down on a regular to help me to literally not lose it. Because my kids and my husband and myself deserve that. And trying to build a better community to show up for and to show up with. So, and it's not just, this is not a podcast show. This is just me being very authentic and showing up as me. I can't figure out how to show up any other way. This is just me. Definitely want to ask you guys a favor. So either shoot me a DM. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I don't think you can message on, or email me info@chaoticcompass.com about what topics you want to hear, or what you're struggling with, or what has been really resonating with you, either good or bad, because I need to get your story out there too, because this isn't just about my story. It's about how I'm dealing with shit, and hopefully that helps you, but I want to be more inclusive about what people's actual struggles are. And you don't have to say your name. You can remain anonymous, and you can make sure that I know that too. So definitely, I just thank you so much for being here, and still being here if you're still listening to this episode, but being here in general. This is for the ones who are figuring it out as they go, just like me. And I want to have a safe space for people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Next week's episode, it's not going to be the manifesting episode, but I promise you I will be posting that. But next week's episode, I am going to do a commemorative 10-year anniversary of me and being here. So definitely listen next week for more information on that. If anything, grab yourself a drink and take a moment and breathe. So, because we've got this. This was a quick episode, but I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you have a fabtabulous day and night. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Chaotic Compass Podcast. I appreciate you tuning in and being a part of my chaotic life. If this episode hit a nerve or just made you feel a little less alone, go ahead and tell a friend, or maybe even leave a review. Till next time, stay real, stay chaotic, and of course, keep a drink close. This is Steph with an F, signing off.